So I go down to my local supermarket because I heard they're having a sale on this new coffee, or not really a sale, rather they're having a new bunch of different brands of coffee. And since I like coffee, I like to always try out the new kind of coffee beans they've come up with. I was eager to get down there to see what they were. But when I got down there, the place was closed and it wasn't open for another hour. And I saw a group of people standing outside. And first thing I thought was, they can't all be here for the coffee. So I started asking them why they were there. And they were there for kind of different shops. And they all had the same problem as me, is that they thought the mall opened at 9, but it really opened at 10. Normally they open at 9, but for some reason they were doing some kind of cleaning on the inside. They had one of those big tile, like scrubber, round cleaner things. The guy was pushing around and they have to wait for it to dry. Otherwise, if people come in when it's still wet, they'll slip and fall and sue the place and everyone will go broke. So anyways, we're standing outside and this guy next to me starts talking to me about how he was walking out the other day and he went by this sewer. And he looked down into the sewer and he thought he saw a couple of eyes looking back out at him. And so he looked down further inside because he wasn't in really a hurry. Otherwise, he would have just wrote it off as some kind of hallucination. But it turns out that there were these kids inside the sewer, and he climbed down in there, and these kids were like all in their teens. There's about 16 of them. And they had this kind of little open cave, not really a cave, just like a big open pipe that hadn't been connected, so they kind of lived in there. But what these kids did was they would trick people to go down into the sewer, and then they would kill them and eat them, and they were like these little cannibal kids that were living in the sewer. And it was really cool because they told this guy that these sewer systems, all the sewer systems of the United States are all connected on this deep underground sewer system. It's not something that they advertise a lot, but these kids, whenever they feel like the authorities are getting close to catching them, they just kind of move on to the next city underground the whole time. And then they repeat their scam, their con. What they do is they get people to go down there, they steal their money, they eat their bodies, and then they use all the money that were on the dead bodies' wallets, inside the wallets of the dead people. They use that to go out and buy alcohol and fast food from 7-Eleven. And so that's how these kids survived. And this guy was telling me the story while I'm waiting for the coffee store to open, or rather the mall that hopefully has a new coffee store to open. And I'm thinking, holy shit, dude, that can't be a true story. And he says, yeah. And so he showed me after with the mall opened and I bought the new coffee, which is pretty good. It's like an interesting kind of a bitter, robust blend of these Kenyan beans. And he took me to the sewer and I looked inside and there was like all these bones, and I thought, holy crap, dude, I'm staying away from sewers from now on. So now every time I go near a sewer, I feel like I'm being watched. And maybe when you go by a sewer, maybe you can start to feel that you're being watched too, because these people that are on the other side of what we perceive as reality, they are everywhere, and you never really know when they're going to come out and grab you, bring you back into their world and consume you, and you'll never escape. So be careful when you're out walking around, especially if it rains. And also try that Kenyan coffee bean, it's pretty good.